I'm going to talk a little bit about why there are so many drills taking place on the planet. Not just war game drills, not just terrorism drills, but drills relating to troops responding to natural disasters. And some drills are joint drills where they have different governments working together. One point about all these terror drills that the U.S. has seen, all you have to do is just point your finger, or all they have to do in today's society, and say that person's a terrorist, and implement what they learned in that drill towards that particular group they've deemed a terrorist organization. So this has been alarming for some time. Don't lose your head over September, because we've been in a pretty sick, demented society for a while. You may be having an awakening now that we're in that type of a society. Definitely a lot of stuff that we should be exposing and working to change and working to shine the light on, not just observe and be freaked out. But there are people that do get freaked out every couple of years at some of these drills that are large scale, like NLE 09, like some of the drills that related to preparations for a massive earthquake. I've talked about Top Off 4, which occurred in Portland, Oregon in 2007. That was coordinated with multiple cities. And there were multiple people that were predicting that, back in 2007, they were going to blow Portland up in another 9/11 false flag event. It doesn't mean that false flags don't exist. Really poor false flag predictions, just spending one's whole life, like a chunk of one's lifetime, predicting when it all begins, to me is an empty life, and it's what a lot of people do. And they do that more than they do, for example, videos about living off the grid. I'm not a perfect example. I don't have all the answers. That's not where I'm going with this. But more people spend time with false predictions than going off grid, and that's a fact, Jack. Because in their mind, from what I've seen, it's just another excuse why they can't do it because the government will come in and stop them. So let's talk about the topic of this drill. The global drills. All the stuff going on. Well, they're doing it during solar maximum. During a period where people are going to be reactive. They're already getting in fights. They're already having meltdowns. They're already having suicidal thoughts if they're out of balance. Some of them are already doing a lot of drugs. So they launch events. And people react to those staged events. And so there's a reason why some of the staged events are taking place during this period of time, but also the drills. The drills are to get people battle ready, psychologically. To the people of China, the people of America are the enemy. To the people of Russia, the people of America are the enemy. To the people of America, ISIS is the enemy. The Afghans are the enemy. The Iraqis are the enemy. At one point, they'll say that China and Russia are enemies, but we'll be at a point where we're depleted on a military level, on an economic level. The power to the punch of the U.S. military won't be there at that time. At the very least, the power to the punch of the foreign militaries will be there in the coming years, in the post-2020s, all thanks to Western technology. This coming staged world war is all by design. So these drills you're seeing take place, not just Jade Helm, not just Raider Focus, but the drills Russia's doing. Massive air defense drill involving over 12,000 soldiers. There are people there, 59%, believe that America is interested in invading them. You see, the problem is there are too many people out there that see the aggression of the U.S. military, and they bolt the lie. They've bought it hook, line, and sinker, just like some people think Obama's behind this whole thing by himself. They forget America didn't carve up the Middle East by itself without other countries agreeing to it. And you have other countries that are agreeing to take their slice of the apple pie. The oil pipeline in Afghanistan, China's got it. You don't think Russia isn't benefiting from the heroin coming out of Afghanistan with all the junkies in Russia? Give me a break. This has been ongoing for a long time. These countries trying to wedge their way into Afghanistan and other countries to extract their resources. What you've got now is a global mafia. That's right, you've got yourself a global mafia that has figured out how to somewhat, for now, peacefully carve up the pie. But bankers staging wars and controlling both sides is not a new concept. So, these drills taking place, it's all building up to get people in the mindset In some cases, it takes years to really build up a whole nation as the enemy. And they're really amping things up for World War III. It's not going to happen tomorrow. My prediction for September is that the internet will still work. Things will still be functioning on a certain level. There may be some economic bumps with a 7-year cycle, but all this is building and building and building for something really huge, which will likely lead to the occupation of American soil with the help of those that are in control of Washington, D.C. They may go by name as president or senator or this, that, or the other. But there are many people in our own government that have sold us out a long time ago and have taken money from foreign governments. Now all this information is coming out about the Clinton Foundation, how Russia has for years been securing their own access to uranium through donations to the Clinton Foundation. Many deals have been made between Bill and Hillary Clinton and the Russian government. That's just one example of hundreds that need to be exposed. The drills taking place involving many governments, Western, European, Asian, Russian, as well as India, as well as Iran. It's all there to get people battle ready and in the mentality of being ready for World War III, fighting whole-on nations, and knowing what they know about how mankind reacts violently at times when we're at a solar maximum period. They know what they're doing, and there's a reason that they have focused all this attention towards September. What they'd like to see is for people to just start losing their shit, if you will, and doing things on their own. To start this war, to get things going, to get troops to start shooting at other troops, or to get people to start blowing things up. Right now, they've got a bunch of Americans on a wild goose chase to go and fight ISIS. I have seen confirmation after confirmation after confirmation that man is easily duped into false wars during solar maximum periods. So if you're looking for a real answer to why all these drills are taking place, it's really a massive psychological operation to get people battle ready and willing to pick up a gun and fight, and not necessarily tomorrow or this month or this year, but at some point in the future. The PSYOPs is multi-year and multi-decade. I'm Alex Ansary, signing off from Southern Colorado.